Good morning, students. So today again I welcome you all to this next video, which is about discussing the editorials. So today when I looked in the newspapers, primarily there were three editorials. One was written by Sayyid Munir Khasru about India and its South Asian neighbors, which was in the Indian Express. Another was by ex-NSA, that was M.K. Narayanan, which was in the Hindu. And he was also talking about the democracy and electoral results and all. However, since he was NSA, his opinions will be considered more important in case of areas of national security, or even in case of, for example, foreign policy or India's neighborhood, but not in the domain of India's domestic politics. So that is why these two articles I have not taken. Rather, I have taken the article in the Indian Express by Ashutosh Varshney titled Reversing a Backslide. Apart from this, on Twitter, I think yesterday, there was an article by Rohan Mukherjee that had been retweeted by C. Raja Mohan. And he was, in that article, Rohan Mukherjee, he is actually a professor of this international relations at the LSE London School of Economics. However, that article I shall be discussing in some other video someday. Suppose there is not more important article in the newspaper, on that day I shall be discussing. However, if you want to have access to that article, you can find that on my Telegram link, which is @PSIR @PSIRBYCHANDAN, PSIR by Chandan. This is the Telegram link where I have put in that article, and that article by Rohan Mukherjee, there he has very beautifully explained how the foreign policy trajectory of Modi 3.0 is going to be, and he has said that trajectory is roughly going to remain same. Okay, so coming to the today's article in the Indian Express on 17th June by Ashutosh Varshney titled Reversing a Backslide. So this article was in continuation of previous article that had been written by Pratap Bhanu Mehta and I had discussed, where he was again talking about the outcome and what does this this electoral result reflect. And in today's article, Ashutosh Varshney, he has talked about India's democratic backsliding, and he is asking in the first paragraph itself, he has asked whether the recent electoral result is a halt in India's democratic backsliding, or is it just a temporary breather, which means India democracy will continue to backslide, and the recent result where the ruling party, which is the BJP, थोड़ी नीचे आ गई है, and the opposition party, the alliance, it has done significantly well, and after 10 years there will now be a leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha. So you see, before I start talking about this democratic backsliding, whether it is or whether it is not, and what are the views of Ashutosh Varshney, let me continue with what I had said in my last video, understanding things from a Gramscian perspective. You must be knowing that VDEM, it gives a report, that is Democracy Index, and there India's rank it has given is 104, and it has said that India is one of the worst autocratizers, and also top 10, India is among top 10 autocratizers. Prior to this, in 2018, it had said that India is now an electoral autocracy. After this report, the government of India itself has started thinking about bringing its own democracy index. However, I would just want you to focus on the timeline. In 2018, VDEM degraded India's democracy as electoral autocracy. Again, 2018, just the year before 2019, when the election took place. In 2024, one of the worst autocratizers. Again, 2024 electoral year, election year. So you can see how these things play, because India is one of those nations, India is one of those societies which takes pride in its own democracy. तो ठीक ऐसे समय पर इस एक रिपोर्ट को लाना, और उस रिपोर्ट में यूएसए कहां है, यूएसए इजराइल साथ साथ है, आई थिंक यूएसए का 24 या 25 रैंक है. We saw what happened during the last elections. There was almost an invasion on the US Capitol. When Donald Trump came to power, not my president was the clamor on the US streets, in the streets of Washington. In Israel, we are seeing what is happening. Many of the, just before this Gaza conflict, many of the people, the youngsters, they were on the road. And still, VDEM had that gall, that audacity to say that no, Israel and USA are better functioning democracies and India is among one of the worst autocratizers. So, मुझे सिर्फ इतना कहना है कि rather than taking all these reputed institutions on what they say, क्योंकि अल्टीमेटली देखो, ये जो ग्रैम्शियन नैरेटिव की मैं बात कर रहा हूं ना, ये नैरेटिव कंटिन्यूअसली चलता रहता है, that whatever has been decided by the West, that is the only narrative which should be there in the market, which should be there in the town. तो आप लोग इस एक चीज को समझो, there is a need for counter narratives, and that is why आप चाहे हंगर इंडेक्स को देखो, डेमोक्रेसी इंडेक्स को देखो, just think about it yourself. जिस गवर्नमेंट के पिछली बार 303 सीटें थी, इस बार वो 240 सीटें पर आ गए. Even the poorest of the poor has that freedom to vote, except for obviously some of the states like West Bengal, where if you are not voting in the favor of the party which is in power in the state, you will have to face a lot of violence. And still, there is a group who says that Indian democracy is under threat. Indian democracy can never be under threat, and this has been proven in 1977. Okay, so now I shall be coming to what Ashutosh Varshney has said. In the next paragraph, that is in second paragraph, he has said that in last 10 years there was a significant decline, and he was clubbing India alongside nations like Turkey, Hungary, Brazil under Jair Bolsonaro, and USA under Trump. And all of these nations he has termed as democratic backsliders, as if now Biden is in power and USA democracy is flourishing. We are looking what is happening in Israel, and how much is the extent of protest within US colleges, and what are the strict police actions that is being taken. Whole US society, it is split from the middle. Either you are for Trump or you are against Trump. Whatever is going against Donald Trump, and the type of accusations that have been put against Hunter Biden, his collusion with what is that nation, Ukraine, his Ukraine dealings. But still, USA is a better democracy than India. And next, he has gone to explain the difference between democratic backsliding and democratic collapse. He says that democratic backsliding does not mean it is a democratic collapse, but rather there is an attrition, there is a grinding down. मतलब democracy धीरे धीरे chipping off of democracy, और धीरे धीरे ये democracy खत्म होते होते one day India will be something like electoral autocracy. Sorry, not electoral autocracy, but an autocracy, something like Russia. And he has later on, he has gone to explain about jailing the people from the opposition. And he has said that it is not about 0, 1, but rather it is about from 0 to 1. If ranking is closer to 1, you are a better democracy. And if you are closer to 0, it means there is a democratic decline, there is a democratic backsliding. So Ashutosh Varshney, he has gone on to buy that Western narrative that there is a democratic backsliding in India. Then he has gone to explain, and yes, this is something which will be important for the PSIR students for 1B as well as 2A, where we shall be talking about elections and democracy. There you can mention that how Ashutosh Varshney, he has explained about democracy in India, that how democratic performance can be assessed, and he has categorized it between two categories. One is electoral, another is non-electoral. Electoral means there should be free and fair elections, and we know that in India elections have been free and fair, except for example, you can take example of panchayat elections in West Bengal. But these people, they will never take name of West Bengal, and here again you can understand that narrative and that counter narrative. Okay, and in USA we saw what happened. Donald Trump was continuously accusing many people they do not have right to vote. They were not able to cast their votes, but still USA is a better democracy. And yes, I am constantly comparing with USA only, because it is the USA which goes on to promote democracy at the gunpoint, whether it is Iraq, or it is Libya, or it is Afghanistan. There are many more. And then he talks about democracy between elections, that is non-electoral aspect of democracy. And non-electoral aspect of democracy he has divided between three criteria. The very first is freedom of expression, and he has talked about whether citizens are free to express, whether in universities there is freedom to put a counter narrative, to put a counter opinion, and then in press. And these people, they do take specific examples. For example, in GNU, suppose there is some anti-India narrative, if there is a clamp down on that, तो क्या हो जाता है, academic freedom is being stifled. प्रेस के केस में क्या है, प्रेस कुछ भी करे, you cannot question. If you remember, कुछ समय पहले एक गलत न्यूज आई थिंक एनडीटीवी में ने चलाया था, और उसे 24 घंटे के लिए आई थिंक ब्लैंक रखने को या उसके ऊपर किसी तरीके का रिस्ट्रिक्शन लगाया था. सो अगेन इंडियाज डेमोक्रेसी इज बैकस्लाइडिंग. अगला क्या है, फ्रीडम ऑफ एसोसिएशन विच इज असेस्ड एट द लेवल ऑफ सिविल सोसाइटी. एंड थर्ड इज रिलीजियस फ्रीडम एंड माइनॉरिटी राइट्स. एंड ही हैज एक्सप्लेन्ड दैट इन इंडिया बोथ ऑफ इट इज रिलेटेड टू माइनॉरिटीज. रीजन बीइंग, क्योंकि इंडिया में रेस एज अ फैक्टर है नहीं. सो माइनॉरिटी मेनली इट इज अबाउट रिलीजियस माइनॉरिटी. सो दैट इज व्हाई हाउ मच रिलीजियस राइट्स दे आर बीइंग प्रोटेक्टेड. एंड he has gone on to explain that democratic backsliding, unlike 1960s, 1970s, it won't come through a coup. We have seen, for example, in Pakistan, Kenya, many of the African nations, even in Bangladesh, many other nations. For example, you can look at Myanmar, that democracies ended through a coup. He has said that it won't be ending through a coup, but democracies will be stifled between elections. और इसके लिए एक बहुत अच्छी बुक है, काफी रिसेंट वाली है. You can mention this in your answers. The title is How Democracies Die. दो ऑथर हैं, जिसमें से एक है स्टीवन लेविट्ज़की. प्लीज स्पेलिंग देख लेना ऑनलाइन, ठीक है ना. और यहां पे इन दोनों ने यही एक्सप्लेन किया है कि इट इज थ्रू द इलेक्टेड पीपल ओनली that democracies might die, and there they have assessed the USA under Donald Trump, and they have also given suggestions that what actions can be taken. So how democracies die, इस बुक को याद रखना PSIR के रिगार्डिंग, ये बुक काफी इंपॉर्टेंट है whenever you deal about democracy, democratic backsliding, yeah, what steps need to be taken. Okay, then he has gone on to explain Indian context on the basis of all these three criteria. He has said that freedom of speech and expression, it was never a huge base, and he has explained how the very first amendment to the Indian Constitution limited the freedom of speech and expression. That was the amendment to the Article 19 of Indian Constitution. Then regarding civil society freedom, again he has said that there is not a broad political base, which means whichever political party comes to power, it tries to stifle freedom of speech and expression as well as civil society freedom. However, he has put in a caveat कि ये जो civil society का freedom है ना, उसको judicial support के थ्रू ये freedom exercise होता है, and then he has put in this blame on the judiciary as well, where he has gone on to say that now since there is a coalition government, since the government majority has come down, now the judiciary will be able to freely express its views and it will be successful in protecting the rights of expression of the civil society as well as individuals. अब यहां पे देखो कैविएट क्या है. सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड को सीधे का सीधा इलीगल करार दे दिया ना. उसके बाद फिर जब आप देख रहे हो इलेक्शन कमीशन वाली बात हो गई, वो गवर्नमेंट के अगेंस्ट आ गए. सो कंटिन्यूअसली, या फिर चंडीगढ़ वाला जो इलेक्शन था उसमें द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ द डे उस समय जो थी उसके अगेंस्ट जजमेंट्स थे. बट ये सारे का सारा इट विल नॉट बी टेकन इनटू कंसिडरेशन, बट एक ओपिनियन या एक जजमेंट जो इन स्कॉलर्स के अगेंस्ट आ जाता है, दैट इज कंसिडर्ड एज अ नाउ जुडिशियरी हैज बीन कॉम्प्रोमाइज्ड और जुडिशियरी इज बीइंग कॉम्प्रोमाइज्ड. एंड दिस इज व्हाट आई से दैट ऑल द liberal scholars or intellectuals, they say that you either agree to what I say or you are an autocrat or you are an authoritarian regime. So try to understand all these underlines which they want to say. और उसके बाद फिर माइनॉरिटी राइट्स के रिगार्डिंग, और हाँ इन्होंने क्या कहा है फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच एंड सिविल सोसाइटी फ्रीडम के रिगार्डिंग एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट न्यूज था. काउंसिल फॉर फॉरेन रिलेशंस, इसका जो FCRA था ना, FCRA लाइसेंस, दैट हैड बीन कैंसल्ड एंड ही हैज नॉट मेंशन्ड द नेम ऑफ CFR बट रादर फॉरेन फंडिंग ही हैज टॉक्ड अबाउट. एंड द CFR FCRA license had been cancelled because it had violated the norms. So for these people, it is, I mean, if what I think, मुझे क्या लगता है कि इनके लिए रूल ऑफ लॉ का मतलब क्या है? All rules that are convenient to me, they should be made as laws. If you are violating a law and action is being taken, what does that mean? That means rule of law. No matter how high you are, but law is above you. लेकिन अगर इनके अगेंस्ट एक्शन होता है, oh, then he has talked about turning into autocracy. उसमें इन्होंने रशिया का एग्जांपल दिया है, putting opposition parties into jail. But at the same time, there is absolutely no indication that all of these have been vindicated by the courts. So that is another aspect. So you see, you can definitely mention the views of all these scholars. His views you can definitely mention. But at the same time, for your own understanding, you need to have that balanced view, balanced idea, so that you can provide for a better conclusion. Okay? क्योंकि अगर आप सिर्फ इन्हीं के पॉइंट्स के लिखोगे तो आपका आंसर टोटली वन साइडेड हो जाएगा. So try to avoid that. And थर्ड जो था माइनॉरिटी राइट्स के रिगार्डिंग, he had said that since it is JDU and since there is TDP and both of them have Muslims as important vote bank, So terms like Ghuspaithia, Uniform Civil Code, NRC and interfaith marriages, they perhaps won't be gaining much traction because this will make the alliance partners uncomfortable. Again you see, UCC Uniform Civil Code, the constitution has said, and any sane-minded person would agree to. But these people, they would not. They have got an issue. NRC, which is very critical for the security of the nation, these people will not agree to. Why? Because again, they have to focus on a specific set of narrative peddling and narrative building. And he has concluded by saying that the PM had misread the 2019 verdict. कि PM को लगा कि अब मेरे पास फ्रीडम है कुछ भी करने का. So he said that PM misread, but regarding this verdict of 2024, he has said that BJP may have to scale down its majoritarian project, and he says that कोई full eraser नहीं होगा, but बोला कि full eraser नहीं, impulse और instinct इन दोनों का full eraser नहीं रहेगा, but there will be a scaling down of majoritarian project. So again you see, जब आप इसे अपने आंसर में लिखोगे तो ये सारे लैंग्वेजेस, ये जो कंक्लूजन है ना, ये सब बिल्कुल नहीं लिखना है. रादर देन दैट इसकी जगह आप क्या लिखोगे? आप लिखोगे कमिंग बैक ऑफ कोलिशन एरा. इसके थ्रू क्या होगा? कंसेंसस, बेस्ड डिसीजन मेकिंग, and strong opposition. Third, you can talk about federal balance, और important क्या है? Decision through deliberation and consensus. So देखो यहां इस पूरे आर्टिकल में दो आई हैव एक्सप्लेन्ड यू, बट इंपॉर्टेंट क्या है? आप ये 3 पॉइंट को कंसीडर करना, दैट आशुतोष वार्ष्णेय हैज ट्राइड टू असेस डेमोक्रेसी ऑन दीज 3 एस्पेक्ट्स एंड ही हैज एक्सप्लेन्ड दैट हाउ इन इंडिया इट हैज गॉट लिमिटेड. तो यहां पे देखो नेवर अ ह्यूज बेस, ये सब नहीं लिख करके यू कैन से दैट ही हैज सेड दैट एनी पार्टी इट हैज ऑलवेज ट्राइड टू लिमिट इट, जुडिशियरी हैज कम इनटू सपोर्ट. ठीक है, ये लिखोगे, लेकिन इसके साथ ही साथ इसका जो काउंटर आर्ग्यूमेंट है ना वो लिखना. स्ट्रॉन्ग जुडिशियरी है, अपोजिशन स्पेस है, फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच एंड एक्सप्रेशन है. ओके, एंड यू विल कंक्लूड विथ अगेन द डेमोक्रेटिक बैलेंस, फेडरल बैलेंस एंड डिसीजन मेकिंग थ्रू डिस्कशन एंड डेलिबरेशन. ओके, सो दैट्स ऑल फॉर टुडेज डिस्कशन. एंड और हाँ, वो जो रोहन मुखर्जी वाला आर्टिकल है जो मैंने अपने टेलीग्राम चैनल पर डाल रखा है, प्लीज उसे जा करके एक बार देखना फॉर IR एज वेल एज PSIR का पेपर 2 पार्ट B के लिए. दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज देयर कैन ऑलवेज बी अ क्वेश्चन दैट हाउ द चेंज्ड वर्डिक्ट कैन इम्पैक्ट इंडियाज फॉरेन पॉलिसी डिसीजंस. जिस दिन मुझे टाइम मिलेगा आई एम डेफिनेटली गोइंग टू discuss that article. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you very much.